that familiar sound of rubber and wood floor. The feel of the ball passing between hands in air. The squeaking of the sneakers. And the moment of silent breath thankfully followed by the whipping of net. And the reward after. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
The future of healthcare seems dark at times, but for patients in Kentucky with diagnostic imaging needs, there's a place with clarity and a compassionate staff. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI provides quality patient care while saving you hundreds to thousands of dollars as compared to hospital-based centers. Remember, for your medical imaging needs, you have a choice. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI.
Did you know, in addition to education assistance, UPS now provides housing for qualified employees? Through the UPS Kentucky Living Options and Opportunities Path, also known as UPS Kentucky Loop, you can work part-time in Louisville, go to school at Jefferson Community and Technical College, and receive housing for up to 2 years. Earn a degree or learn a trade. It's up to you. Loop benefits are available to those who live outside the Louisville metro area, whether you're just starting college or going back to school. It's time to get in the loop. For more information, visit upsjobs.com. That's upsjobs.com.
Sitters are here.
I'm ready. Okay, kids, behave.
Man to man.
I got the little guy.
Oh, did you leave cash for the pizza?
I got it.
With more features than ever.
All right, who's hungry?
Mobile banking from Central Bank lets you deposit checks, pay bills,
Okay, you're gonna get a rip screen.
send and receive funds with Pop Money, and more.
Hey.
So you can stay in the game without missing a step. Do more with mobile banking from Central Bank, official bank of UK Athletics.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind, and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
Ladies and gentlemen, you thought we were done? Not yet. We got one more game for you tonight, and we are live on PrepSpin.com here at Henry Clay High School for the 42nd District Tournament. And our first game was the Scott County Lady Cardinals defeating the Lady Broncos of Frederick Douglass in a large fashion. 38 points in the third quarter from them, but we got some more basketball, and it's the Frederick Douglass Broncos on the boys' side going up and taking on the Scott County Cardinals, who have a record of 28-2 on the year. I am Jack Haynes alongside the King of Stream, William Warfield. William, we had an exciting first game. Destiny Jackson kept the Lady Broncos in that one in the first half, and then Lady Cardinals, led by DeFore, the Red Mamba, and Malia Owens, put on a show. But we got another one for you. What do you expect in this one, William?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think this is going to be close to the same scenario as the last game, where Douglas in the first half, they're going to keep it really, really close, I think. And then in the second half, you're going to see Scott County really kick in with the they just go too deep, man. Scott County does.
Deja vu.
Douglas
really.
has got so many great athletes on their team. A lot of them are really good football players. But I just think that, again, in this situation, in this season, that Scott County's the team to beat. So let Frederick Douglass come out and swing hard and see if they can give them their best shot.
And it's almost like an identical situation to that girls matchup we just had, where Scott County won both matchups against Frederick Douglass lopsided earlier this season, 86-44 in their first meeting and 70-38 in their second meeting. And basically we have the same kind of situation. Scott County, all-time great in the state of Kentucky, going up against Frederick Douglass in their second year as a school and as a team. And they have some great athletes and some great basketball players that can definitely make this game interesting. Talk about a couple of these guys that we've seen on the football field this year as well.
Well, Montavian Bean is definitely one of those guys for Frederick Douglass. You got to keep an eye out for him. He's one of the big guys. Also, Deshaun Jackson, who happens to be Destiny Jackson's brother, also is a tough athlete out there. You got him down at 16 points per game, 5.6 rebounds per game. But Jacob Kinney, another guy. And Nathan Mack actually had a really good game the day before yesterday as well here. So keep an eye out for Nathan Mack to contribute tonight. For Scott County, obviously, the big story of this ball game, Michael Marino makes his return after 56 days sidelined. And, one of the biggest things that everybody's talking about is, Michael out there on the court. He looked really, really upset at himself after he missed a dunk. He got upset at himself, came out and hit a three in warm-up. So everybody's talking about that right now. And then also, obviously for Scott County, Glenn Covington, it said you got him down at 14.4 points per game, but if you look over the last 2 weeks at what he's done, he's been tearing it up. Glenn Covington is a pure shooter, and I think he really, truly is. If you had to name a star of this team while Marino was out, Covington is your guy.
And also Diablo Stewart, who
Diablo
transferred into Scott County from Franklin, I believe.
Frankfurt.
Frankfurt.
Just imagine if Frankfurt had him this season with a 25-win season right now.
Unbelievable.
They're going for a school history 26 win tonight over at Woodford County.
Diablo Stewart, he's been an unbelievable addition to the Scott County team. And you would have thought when Marino went out in December that maybe Scott County would have struggled, maybe lost a couple games. They've lost one game in that span, and it was to Dunbar last week, who won by 7 points. And now Marino's back just in time for this playoff push. Scott County fell short last year in the state championship. Covington Catholic.
Well, Covington Catholic was kind of like Scott County is this year. They were just that team last year,
right,
from start to finish. I tell you what, you don't want to overlook some of the guys that on Scott County's team as well. Guys like Lorenzo Williams, we need to throw his name out there. Taryn Hamilton, throw his name out there. Cam Fluker, for example. You got guys that can contribute off of the bench. They truly do. When you look at these teams and you see how deep they are, plus they got a legendary head coach in Billy Hicks, over 1,000 wins in his career, just celebrated that. A lot of people speculating, well, is this going to be Billy's last year? Well, I don't think so personally, but maybe if they go to Rupp and end up winning that championship, you might see him walk off into the sunset, but who knows? But instead of talking about that, because we don't want that to happen, Billy Hicks should stay around for as long as he can. You got a rivalry between these two schools, You got guys on the Scott County team that are also football players, and they know each other on the football field very, very well. Matter of fact, they split in the football season 1-1. Obviously, Frederick Douglass got the big win in the regular season, but the more important win goes to Scott County in the playoffs for the football. So I think that'll carry over to this game tonight because it's got that big-time feel. You know, season's on the line, and we'll see if Frederick Douglass still calls them that team up north after tonight.
Yeah, and in case you forgot, both those football games were battles, absolute battles back and forth. And like you said, Frederick Douglass took one, and Scott County took one in the playoffs. A little bit of a different story here on the basketball court this year. Scott County has the 2-0 series lead in lopsided fashion. And before we step aside, before we get back for starting lineups, William, why don't you give a couple shout-outs to our sponsors tonight?
Absolutely, yeah. We definitely want to lead off with, our title sponsor here on the network, Mingua Beef Jerky, Curtis Mackley and those great folks over there at Mingua Beef Jerky. Thank you so much for all that you do for us here on the network. Could not do what we do without you. Also, Kentucky Orthodontics and Invisalign, Drs. Durbin, Morris, and Garner. Want to give them a shout-out. And let everybody know that, if you mention PrepSpin, they'll give you $1,500 off your total. That's a pretty good deal. Really good deal.
You can't pass up.
Not at all. And then UPS Kentucky Loop, want to thank them for being our instant replay sponsor and for sponsoring us all throughout the season and in football season as well. And then also want to thank Bluegrass Orthopedics, Andrew Carlson, his great staff, the Scott County trainers, and all the fine folks at Bluegrass Orthopedics who do an outstanding job, getting you guys back into the game each and every night. So want to thank them. And, by the way, the official sports injury medicine provider of PrepSpin as well. So I want to throw that out there. So, Jack, if you twist your ankle tonight, hopefully you don't. But we got trainers here from BGO that take care of it.
Well, this might be an exciting game, so you never know what's going to happen.
No, seriously, I want to thank everybody for their support. Obviously, Lexington Diagnostic Center, want to thank them, the Scholastic Ball Report, Central Bank, Rafferty's. Want to thank Roberts Insurance over there in Richmond, those fine folks. Am I leaving anybody out? John Sims, Atkinson, Sims, and Commode.
There you go.
Crown Trophy. Really, honestly, we can't do what we do without you guys, and we appreciate you guys loving high school sports as much as we do.
And not a sponsor, but we got to thank Henry Clay for putting on and being a great host for the 42nd District. They've done an absolutely fantastic job. And before we come back for starting lineups, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Scott County, Frederick Douglass, PrepSpin Network.
The familiar sound of rubber and wood floor. The feel of the ball passing between hands and air. The squeaking of the sneakers. And a moment of silent breath, thankfully followed by the whipping of net. And the reward after. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're here at Henry Clay. The 42nd District Tournament is about to be underway. The last semifinal game matchup, and the winner of this one will take on the Henry Clay Blue Devils Friday night, in which whoever wins this one is going to play a great Henry Clay team. We saw them play yesterday, and you and Gary Ball had the call for that one, and it was a fantastic game. Henry Clay was unbelievable.
Everybody's banking on Scott County Henry Clay in the championship game. I hope Scott County doesn't come out and overlook Frederick Douglass tonight. If they do, they're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, like we saw in that girls' game, Destiny Jackson had her team in it for the first half. Can her brother, Deshaun Jackson, do something similar and try and make this one a close one? Folks, let's hand it down to the public address announcer for the national anthem and starting lineups.
On Monday night, district play began across the state of Kentucky. All teams have their sights and dreams set on making it to the Sweet 16 to be played for both the boys and girls this season at Rupp Arena. Henry Clay is proud to be the host of this 42nd district tournament. Our second game this evening features our guests on the scoreboard, the Broncos of Frederick Douglass High School. The home team on the scoreboard will be the Cardinals from Scott County High School. Frederick Douglass enters tonight's contest a record of 13 wins and 18 losses. Scott County enters tonight's contest with a record of 28 wins and just 2 losses. And the Cardinals have been ranked in the top 5 of the state the entire season. Ladies and gentlemen, we had to play our national anthem earlier this evening before the girls' game, so let's get things started with our starting lineups. First, for the Frederick Douglass Broncos. Number 1, a 6-foot senior, averaging 9 points and 3 rebounds a game, Montavion Bean. Number 10 is a 6'2 sophomore, 16 points and 6 rebounds a game, Deshaun Jackson. Number 12, a 6'5 senior, averaging 5 points and 4 rebounds a game, Brendan Reynolds. Number 23, a 6'6 junior, averaging 6 points and 6 rebounds a game, Bilal Chad. And number 24 is a 6'1 senior, 2 points, 2 rebounds a game, Jaden Brown. The Broncos are coached by Kurt Young. Starting lineups for the Scott County Cardinals. Number 2, a senior guard, 11 points, 4 rebounds a game, Bryce Long. Number 11, a senior guard, 15 points, 2 rebounds a game, Diablo Stewart. Number 12, a junior forward, 8 points, 4 rebounds a game, Taryn Hamilton. Number 14, a senior guard, 14 points, 4 rebounds a game, Glenn Covington. And number 33, a senior forward, 10 points, 5 rebounds a game, Lorenzo Williams. Head coach for the Scott County Cardinals, Billy Hicks. The officials for this evening's contest, Chris Hall, Clayton Brooks, and Keith Walker. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this game will advance Friday to the district finals to take on the Henry Clay Blue Devils.
Well, there you have it, the starting lineups here at Henry Clay. Is Scott County going to be taking on Frederick Douglass in this one? Jack Haynes, I'll let you have the play call, my friend.
Well, the first thing I noticed from starting lineups is Michael Marino was not in them. Let's see, will he get any action tonight?
Well,
we'll find out.
I definitely think that he'll get in there, but it might be later in the game.
Tip won by Frederick Douglass. We're underway here. Henry Clay, last semifinal game in the 42nd district tournament. Frederick Douglass, Scott County. Here we go, William. We got a good one. 5 seconds is the call up top. Great defense.
That's the officials right there setting pace in this one, letting them know that, hey, we're going to be guarding this thing pretty heavily tonight.
Lorenzo Williams, outstanding defense up top. Here's Diablo Stewart into the corner. Three-pointer is launched, and it's no good. Offensive rebound is gathered in by the Scott County Cardinals. Williams throws it away. Here come the Broncos, pushing it up the court. Contested jumper from the elbow is no good, and the rebound is pulled in
Covington.
by Covington. Stolen away. Here come the Broncos. Back again. Going a little too fast. Lost control. Now they'll reset up top. Coach Kurt Young leading his Broncos into this one tonight. They defeated Sayre 65-40 in the first round of the 42nd district tournament. Stolen away. Watch out. Taryn Hamilton bringing the thunder early in this one. First points on the board this evening.
Nice dunk. Hamilton will show you again here on the next dead ball.
Montavion Bean with the basketball. Stolen away again by Hamilton. Dishes it off to Williams, who misses the wide open layup. Hamilton couldn't get it to go on his try. Now he pulls up from the free throw line, and it's long, no good. And one. Bryce Long gets the bucket underneath and the foul. Opportunity for one more point. Substitutions.
Here's that steal in the
Hamilton
dunk.
with the flush.
Yeah, right there.
Number 2, Bryce Long at the free throw line, attempting to complete a 3-point play.
Bryce Long sinks the first one, the only one. 5-0 early lead for Scott County. Montavion Bean with the basketball, bringing it up. Guarded closely by Williams. Diablo Stewart out here. Scott County with some intense defense to start this one off. Not giving Frederick Douglass any space, making them work for every move.
A flush and an and one to start this one off.
Three-pointer launched from the corner. It's good.
That's a 3-point field goal.
Nathan Mack. He gets the steal on the other end. Couldn't keep possession. But there's number 10, Deshaun Jackson, cleaning it up for him. Here come the Broncos. Mack inside, muscles it up, and he'll get a foul called. Go to the line for 2. Chance to tie the ball game. We talked about Nate Mack at the beginning of the game, and he's already making his presence felt here. First minute, couple minutes into this one. First one is no good.
Gotta hit your free throws in this one. You definitely don't want to not hit those free throws because that'll come back and haunt you in a game like this.
Exactly. Mack taking his time in his routine. Second one's no good. Williams pulls in the rebound, and here comes Diablo Stewart. Gets it in the corner. It's a long. It's good. Long from long distance. Knocks it down. Here's Bean trying to get the edge on Williams. Williams cuts him off. Jackson loses it. Stewart gets it. Here's Long. No one in front of him. Lays it in. Diablo Stewart with the assist. Stewart really reminds me a lot of DeFore, the Red Mamba for the Lady Cardinals. Ball out of bounds. Possession will stay with the Broncos, but Frederick Douglass will take a timeout. A full timeout. Scott County leads 10-3, and Coach Young is going to have to start getting the pep talk going here. His boys digging themselves a hole. We'll be right back here on PrepSpin.
Friday night will be a doubleheader.
Numbers. Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Some things never change. Like the sound of pads crushing against the equipment, the feel of cleats on fresh-cut grass, or the deep breaths from a full practice. Another thing that never changes, the feeling of relief when the whistle blows for break. And the savory snack to go along with it. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
Welcome back. Three-pointer just knocked down there by Deshaun Jackson. Makes this 10-6. That three-pointer is no good. Second chance effort is no good. Someone got a hand on there, almost got it to go. But the Broncos pull in the rebound. Here's Bean weaving through defenders. Couldn't get it to go, and Diablo Stewart comes up with it. Bean slow to get up in the backcourt. Nice hezzy! And the foul is called. Diablo Stewart with the hezzy, working his way inside. He'll be at the free throw line. We're for 2 coming up.
Bilal Shah, his second personal, team second. Diablo Stewart.
Diablo Stewart. He's attempted 103 free throws on the season, shooting 79.6%. First one is good.
Substitution for Douglas, number 4, Skylar Hart, replaces Bilal Cha.
Cha will come out for a breather, and Hart will come in for the Broncos. 11-6 with 4:17 left in the first quarter. Diablo knocks down the second one. Frederick Douglass in the orange uniforms with green trim, and Scott County with the white uniforms, red numbers, and blue and white trim. Jackson working his way up top. Nice pass underneath. The reverse falls. Mack gets another bucket.
Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson with a nice find on that last play, using the back door. Always works, William. Here's Stewart into the corner. Long, knocks it down. Hits his second three from the same spot. Jackson's shot is blocked. Here's Williams with it. 3-on-2, Stewart. 8-footer is good. Diablo Stewart making his presence felt early, along with Lorenzo Williams, who has been a pest on defense.
Yeah, this game is starting to look a little ugly right now for Douglas. They got to get some shots down.
Nate Mack with a nice pass to Jackson. His three-pointer, no good. Stewart goes way up for the rebound. Covington out to Williams. Williams with the left hand, can't get it to go. Mack pushes it up to Bean off the rebound. Montavion going to work, lost the ball. Last touch by Stewart as he was falling out of bounds.
Substitution for Scott County, number 45, Kobe Harris.
So you just said this one might be getting ugly. What does Douglas have to do to stay in this one? They're digging themselves a hole early.
Yeah, they got to stop turning the ball over and hit some shots. I mean, it's pretty simple right there. What they got to do is they're not doing much on offense just yet.
Could be the jitters here early. They look a little like they're moving a little too fast. Long up top, defending. Bryce Long with the great defense, forces a loose ball. Ball still loose. Jackson comes up with it. Getting shifty, kicks it outside. Three-pointer's no good. Rebound pulled in by Covington. Looking up ahead, the alley-oop, no good. That one's blocked from behind with a little bit of a stare down.
Watch it again here on the UPS Kentucky Loop instant replay. Foul ball.
Cam Fluker rejecting that one. Stewart back into the game after a quick break. He'll give Bryce Long a breather. Jackson inbounding it underneath. That ball's out of bounds, and it's going to stay here again with Frederick Douglass. That was Kenny who lost it out of bounds. Gets it right back to him. Same play off the inbounds. Kenny has Fluker in the post. Turnaround jump shot, no good. Fluker gets the rebound. Pushing it up the court. Stewart almost lost it out of bounds. Stewart looked like he dragged his pivot foot, and he did. Turnover. Basketball back to Frederick Douglass.
Returns to the lineup, replacing Skylar Hart.
Reynolds is back in for Hart. Frederick Douglass, 8 points here early in the ball game, trailing 17-8. That jump shot's no good. Reynolds with the rebound. Went down with it, and looks like we're going to have a foul.
Scott County foul.
Call is against Scott County.
Harris, his first, team's second.
Harris picks up his first foul. He fell on top of Reynolds when they were going for that ball. Jackson inbounds it, and it's out of bounds. Threw that one too hard, and number 14 there for Douglas could not hold on to it. Here's Covington bringing the ball up, defended by Jackson, picking him up full court. That's into the corner. Fluker, contested, no problem.
Fluker assist to Glenn Covington.
Covington on the assist. Fluker didn't even hesitate. And we're going to get a carry right there. Pounded the basketball a little too hard. Came up above his shoulders. It's going to be called every time.
Number 1, Montavian Bean.
Bean back into the ball game.
Re-enters the lineup.
Covington will bring it up. Bean will pick him up right around the logo. Under 45 seconds now. Fluker gave him the pump. Diablo, a little long on that one. Here's Covington with the right hand, no good. Reynolds pulls in the rebound. Here comes Bean. We're under 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Broncos still trailing by 12. Try to go back door.
5 seconds.
And we have a 5-second call.
That was a quick 5-second call there against Douglas.
Another turnover for Frederick Douglass. First quarter not going the way obviously they would want this to go. Gonna have to make some changes. Need to find the bucket a little more here coming up. There's a steal. That will help. Going to the rim. Fouled. Won't get it to go, and Covington spiked the ball there at the end. Good thing he didn't pick up a technical for him. Coach Hicks would have been ripping into him. 6 seconds left. A couple fans signaling the tee there. Thought he should have got a tee for slamming the ball. You see that get called in college and NBA games, but refs either thought it was nothing or didn't see it. First free throw is good.
6.6 seconds officially on the clock up there.
Second one is good too. 10-point lead for Scott County. They have one more chance. Here's Stewart. Inside, wide open, throws it down. As time runs out here in the first quarter, Diablo Stewart with the great find. 22-10 is your score. Scott County on top. We'll be right back here on PrepSpin.com.
I'm on a fixed income. Credit cards help me balance the money that's coming in and what I need to live on. I've thought about bankruptcy, but how am I supposed to pay for it?
Sometimes the people that need help the most are the very people who can least afford it.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
That familiar sound of rubber and wood floor. The feel of the ball passing between hands and air. The squeaking of the sneakers. And a moment of silent breath, thankfully followed by the whipping of net. And the reward after. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
Welcome back, folks. Missed a Taryn Hamilton shot inside the lane to extend the lead to 14. Here's Douglas. Wide open three-pointer from Kenny is long. Fluker comes up with it running. Nice pass up ahead to Long.
Oh,
but great play there from Kenny to get back. Nice hustle, grabs the ball and throws it off Long out of bounds, giving the ball right back to the Broncos.
Number 2, Nate Mack.
Jalen Barber with the flush at the end of the first quarter to get that lead up to 12.
Let us know on YouTube on the chat how the video looks for you guys back at home. Also send us some messages, tag us on Twitter how you're watching. Photos, that'd be great.
Fluker misses again from the same corner he made his first one from.
At PrepSpin on Twitter, PrepSpin.
Ball deflected out of bounds by Stewart, who was the last one to touch it, so the ball will stay with the Broncos. Bean has it in the corner, evaded away from the double team. Pushing it inside. Can't finish. Gets it back.
May got away with the offensive foul possibly there.
Did go in the lane with a push, but that second putback was at a rough angle for him. But a foul called, and Bean trying to get it in, gets it to Kenny. The defense early on by Scott County has been unbelievable. Here we go, Mack wide open. Blocked underneath.
Scott County foul number 12,
Hamilton thought it was all clean.
Team's 5th.
But Mack will go to the line for 2 instead.
Nate Mack moves to the free throw line, shooting 2.
Mack taking his time. First one's good. .7% free throw shooter on the year, as the second one's no good. And Long came up with it. Stewart pulls up. Knocking it down. Diablo Stewart didn't even think about it. Nothing you can do about that, really, except playing full court defense. As Stewart just walks up, pulls up from the volleyball line, and there he is again, all alone. Going up for the finish. Diablo Stewart all over the court tonight so far.
He's got that game face out there, if you will. Those eagle eyes out there all over it.
Another steal. Gives it up to Williams, who wasn't expecting it. Has to pump underneath. Stewart's there to clean up for him. He says, I got your back, brother. Puts it in as Williams thought Stewart was going to take that one himself, and Diablo Stewart tried to give it up to Williams, who wasn't ready, but Stewart getting the points out of it on the other end. Another steal for Scott County. Stewart going to work inside and one.
Assist to Diablo Stewart.
Wow.
Diablo Stewart and Terry Hamilton.
Kentucky Loop instant replay, you guys. Nice.
30-second
timeout. Frederick Douglass falling out of this one quickly. 33-11 is the score here in the second quarter.
All right, we're going to step out. We'll be right back, folks.
Hey, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of their 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Frederick Douglass coming back off that 30-second timeout as Hamilton is at the free throw line trying to convert his and one.
Hamilton will shoot, attempting to complete the three-point play.
I mean, William Diablo Stewart has been unbelievable on both ends of the court so far.
A little showtime out there, shaking and baking it.
Almost gets another one on the floor. Who's going to get it? Jump ball is
Possession
called.
arrow is going to be Douglas.
Yep, Frederick Douglass will keep it.
See the red light down there on the box?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's how we know.
Bird checking back in for Frederick Douglass. They get the ball into him, and Diablo Stewart all over him. Stewart's hands are just so quick. It's hard to try and get around him. He's got such quick hands, he can reach in there. And look who it is, William. Mr. Michael Marino is at the scores table.
Team 6.
See if we can get you close up here.
Peeking out at the bottom.
He is there.
This is Deshaun
And here comes
Jackson
Michael
at the free
Marino.
ball. Substitution for Scott County number
And he comes into a standing ovation from the Cardinal faithful.
24. Welcome back, Michael Moreno.
Michael Moreno is back, folks, and Scott County's on fire. Michael Moreno's averaged 17.2 points per game. There he is, going to work. Almost got it to go. His first shot attempt is no good. He's only played in 12 games this year. Will rust be a factor in some of these games down the stretch?
He'll get right back into his rhythm, but this first game, he might get some blisters on those feet not being out there every day.
You're not wrong about that. Marino sets a screen for Stewart. Mismatch underneath. They get it to him. Going to work on Bird. Fadeaway is no good. Ball's loose and picked up by Frederick Douglass. Here comes Bird pushing the pace. Brings it back out now. Nowhere to go. Stewart is all over him again up top. Scott County's already forced 2 of those 5-second calls up at half court. Jackson slipped and fell, almost lost the ball. Double team now. And a jump ball is going to be forced by Michael Marino. Bird just had nowhere to go with that. This time the ball is going back to Scott County. Brown is in for Frederick Douglass. Kenny will get a break from the action. 3:44 left in the second quarter. Covington walking it up. Bird picks him up at half court. Here's Marino. He's missed his first 2 shots. Clobbered inside. He'll go to the free throw line.
We'll have an opportunity here for his first points in, what, 56 days?
It's been a long time since he's seen the floor in action. But he's worked his way back on the long recovery, and he's just in time for the playoffs. Knocks down the first free throw. Marino gets his first points, and
he's back.
Getting your first points from the free throw line is a good way to get started. You know, you kind of get those jitters out of there, and you start seeing the ball go through the basket a little more easier.
You know, we talked about possible blisters on the feet. Well, he's in good hands though. I mean, he's got the BGO guys on the sideline.
That's right.
Bluegrass Orthopedics.
Some of the best in the state.
Absolutely. Count on
Stewart. Bang! Diablo Stewart with triple number 2. Going in for another steal, almost had it. Deshaun Jackson with the nice handles, but he throws it away.
38-11 our score. 2:54 left to go here in this first half of play. William Warfield alongside Jack Haynes.
Some more substitutions for Frederick Douglass. As Stewart walking it up the court. Scott County already bringing the hammer early in this one. Marino inside. Gets his first field goal of the night.
There you have it.
This one's out of bounds, another turnover.
Substitution for Frederick Douglass, number 21, Aiden Reed.
Reed will come in
Deshaun Jackson.
for Deshaun Jackson. Seeing his first action of the evening. And Scott County already getting close to the running clock. Diablo again. A little long on that one. Mack gets the rebound. Covington was slow to get up at the other end. And that one just goes right between the hands of Mack. Montavion Bean had the pass right to him, wide open. Mack couldn't handle it. Third turnover and 3 possessions for Frederick Douglass. They're not doing themselves any favors tonight, as Scott County has been all over on both ends. What a pass from Marino. Williams had it, lost it, and he's fouled.
He got hammered.
Foul number 21.
George Nichols says, great to see Marino back. Jalen Evans says, video's crystal clear on my end. Go Cards. Timothy Mongo, go Cards. Lorenzo needs to go ahead to start dunking. Scott County should be destroying Douglas, says Matthew Noss. They are. What are you talking about? What happened to all the Dunbars? That's too funny.
Great to hear from the fans out there watching at home. Keep your tweets coming. We'll read them on the air.
Want to know what happened to all the Dunbars games over here. When we're over in the 42nd this week.
Switching it up this year, and it's been a fun time here at Henry Clay. And another turnover. We'll get you some updates from Lafayette and Dunbar over at Dunbar. Those teams fighting for a chance to play LCA in the district championship. LCA beating Lexington Catholic for the 2nd straight year in the 43rd district, in another close game. Will Hacker went off, knocking down a ton of 3-pointers in that one. Could we see another rematch between Scott County and LCA in the 11th region tournament? What do you think about that, William?
Possible. That was a championship game last year.
Diablo Stewart finds the bottom of the net again, underneath. Steps into it, and it's short. Long picks up the rebound, but Montavion Bean goes up, and Marino pulls down the rebound. Covington bringing it up. We got a whistle.
Ball stuck up there.
Foul on number 1, Montavion Bean.
Bean commits the foul. His first of the evening.
Team 6.
Ball will be inbounded on the far side. Williams gets it into Covington. Covington trying to get the edge. Blocked. Marino can't get it to go. There's Long, thought about it, pumped. Foot was on the line. It's a 2-pointer, knocks it down. We have a timeout. Looks like.
Yep.
Looks like a timeout, not sure what. A bench warning.
The Frederick Douglass bench.
Okay. Looks like that will be on Coach Young. Just a warning, though. So Frederick Douglass will inbound it. Montavion Bean inbounding it. Dishes it off. Free throw line. Jump shot is no good. Ball deflected into the air, and it will stay with the Broncos. 17.8 seconds left in the first half. And Frederick Douglass only has 11 points to show for. Scott County has been all over the place. Their defense has led to those offensive opportunities. And here it is on display underneath. Another steal almost. Stays with it, and there's Mack to finish. Williams wide open. Goes up, swatted.
I don't know if we caught that or not. We'll see.
Pinned him on the backboard at the buzzer.
See if we caught that.
We got a technical foul here on Montavion Bean. Players jawing back and forth. Coach Young had to hold Bean back. But we have a technical foul on Montavion Bean. We also have something else. Let's see what the ref says.
is second.
So they called a foul on Jaden Brown on that block attempt.
Wow, it was like,
will shoot the free
it
throw.
was like all ball.
Did look like all ball. I didn't even see him call it first. This place erupted when he pinned that up there. Williams will shoot a free throw. And he'll get another one. Started to walk away there. One more free throw. I did see one of the referees hand out a technical foul and point in the direction of Montavion Bean as the players there started jawing at each other close to the Frederick Douglass sideline, and the refs are going to talk about it now. There's no time left here in the first half. The first half is over, but will we have some free throws coming up?
We have a technical free throw.
Here it is.
Assessed to number 1, Montavion Bean.
Glenn Covington will
shoots
shoot the technical free throws as he sinks the first one. He's shooting 89.8% on the season.
3/10 of a second back on the
49 to 13.
And they are going to put more time back on the clock.
Second foul.
How do they figure 3/10 of a second?
It's Scott County basketball.
With no video replay, I'm not sure how they did it actually, because we're not providing that for them.
Well, you can't have video replay in high school sports anyway in Kentucky yet.
Right.
Or probably ever.
Scott County will just let that clock tick off at 0.3 seconds, and Scott County will go into the halftime locker room with a lead 49 to 13, and Frederick Douglass is in trouble. We'll be back here on PrepSpin.com. Jack Haynes and William Warfield will be back for the second half.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Over 30,000 Kentuckians are saving time and money by doing their banking online with Whitaker Electronic Banking.
341,000 transactions were made on the go last year using the Whitaker Bank mobile app.
Over 340,000 text alerts were sent last year with Whitaker Bank text banking.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky. By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 956 Kentucky charities and community events.
Employees of Whitaker Bank volunteered 14,860 hours to better our Kentucky communities.
93 nonprofits that promote diversity and inclusion in Kentucky are supported by Whitaker Bank.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind, and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in Somerset.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Welcome back here to Henry Clay High School. William Warfield here with you. Jack Haynes stepping out for just a second. Get some shout outs while I can. Sid Larry says great quality. We're looking at the Facebook comments right now. Melinda Smith Hicks says watching from Corbin, Kentucky. Go Cards and good luck to Coach Hicks. From your brother Herschel. Thanks, PrepSpin. Appreciate that, Melinda. Thank you. Diamond. She's impressed. Bobby Bowen, Diablo's putting on a defensive clinic. Yes, he is. Ed Hutchinson's watching with us tonight. William Grayson's watching. Also, Lavelle Martin watching tonight. Thank you, Lavelle. We got that score updated, I believe. 49-13. Yep, they fixed it. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll look at the YouTube comments. You want to send a shout-out to your favorite player, favorite team, favorite coach? You can do so. We're looking at them. So on YouTube, we got Andrew Wilhoit, watching. Lynn Coveney and Diablo Stewart have the show, he says. Alex Mayer says, anybody want to explain how Scott County lost to Dunbar? Was anyone at the game? I realized they didn't have Michael Marino, but Dunbar has not been very good since they lost all their tall players. That's the million-dollar question, but Dunbar does have a great coach in Scott Chalk. And they do have some good athletes on the team, like Jordan Gadd, for example. Those guys are good. I mean, you know, up and coming. Young players, but certainly will be back on the scene. Magic says Scott County scored less points than Dunbar when the time ran out. Not sure what you mean there. Alex Mayer. Okay, he was answering Alex Mayer's comment is what it was. Matthew Noss watching. Jalen Emmons, video's crystal clear on my end. I think we read that one earlier. George Nichols, we read that one earlier. Ethan Flanders says quality is perfect. He's watching on YouTube in the highest quality that we send out there, that 1080p, 60 frames per second, which is, believe it or not, ESPN's only putting out 720p. So think about that. They're putting out 720p, we're putting out 1080p on YouTube, so check it out. Really good stuff. It's made for your big screen TV. If you got a, 60-inch, 70-inch, whatever, try it out. Look on the YouTube app on your smart TV. Just search PrepSpin. Jackson Hancock says Scott County needs more than one school. Well, they do. Starting next year, Great Crossing will be there. Riggs says, where's the legendary Gary Ball? Gary Ball's filming his show tonight. Jack Haynes filling in tonight for Gary and helping us out this evening. But we certainly appreciate everybody's comments and feedback tonight. We know a lot of you are watching this one. And we welcome you here into Henry Clay High School. Henry Clay been so generous to us here, very hospitable to us, and we appreciate that. The hospitality out of this world. 49-13 our score. Gary Ball will be back on Friday night for the championship game. BGO saying, great job, Jack.
Thanks, BGO. That means a lot coming from BGO.
2:15 left to go in this halftime period. As Scott County's already out here. I think this one, I think this one's probably already decided, Jack. Although stranger things have happened, but I think we got the running clock yet. We're pretty close to it, right?
Yeah, we're Scott County leads by 36.
Yeah, so we got the running clock to start the second half.
Yep, you're right.
So the running clock will be on here in the second half.
Frederick Douglass still in the locker room. I would not want to be in there right now, William, for that halftime
Well, I
speech.
mean, you're playing the #1 team in the state.
That's right, of course.
In a lot of people's eyes anyway. Some people's got Trinity or John Hardin. John Hardin's ranked #1 in some of those polls. But
well, if we look at Scott County this year, they're 28-2 on the season. Their first loss was to Westchester, a high school in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And after that, they didn't lose again until about a week ago to Dunbar. Dunbar pulling off the big upset. So what do you think about Scott County's chances going into the 11th region and then possibly the Sweet 16?
I think the team that they lost to had not Shaquille O'Neal's son, but one of the big NBA stars' son, and then Steph Curry had a nephew, I believe, that played on that team. So, I mean, just think about that for a second.
That would be pretty impressive. Teams are ready to start the second half. The clock's still running down with about 35 seconds on it.
No Lonzo Balls on that team, though.
Guess we'll have to wait this 30 seconds out before we can start play again. 49-13 is your score.
As we start the second half, Frederick Douglass.
Timothy says every time he looks at the score, he just cries.
Same
Sorry,
start.
Timothy. He must be a Frederick Douglass kid.
The starting lineup in the second half.
Frederick Douglass will be on the map soon, I promise you, as far as basketball goes. They've already made a huge impact in football.
Huge impact.
They're going to be really good this
They were unbelievable this year.
Ma'am, front row. Turn that phone off. Thank you.
PA announcer just almost got into it with a fan. Had her flashlight on the court.
Told her to turn that phone off.
Here we go, second half. It's a blowout. Let's see what Douglass can do. Reynolds gets it to Bean. He steps inside the line, knocking it down, his first shot of the second half. Some first half stats as Stewart steps into a shot with his foot on the line, knocking down his first bucket of the second half.
I think you're going to see a lot of Bean here in the second half.
Well, Frederick Douglass only shot 4 of 23 in the first half, as the and one will not count. Jackson's basket was waved off.
12, Hamilton, his second.
Hamilton picks up his second foul. Mack was the leading scorer for the Broncos with 8 points, also had 3 rebounds. Reynolds almost lost it. Jackson leans into one. Won't get it to fall. PA announcer just let everyone know that.
And there's a rule that you guys got to know. It's not a running clock until they announce that it's a running clock.
Diablo Stewart trying to go in there for the steal after he knocked down another three-pointer. That move was beautiful, William. Little fake pass, wide open. Jackson won't fall.
14, Glenn Covington, his first,
Covington picks up his first foul. Another inbounds play coming underneath. Jackson throws it up top to Bean, who's being harassed by Diablo Stewart. Michael Marino, outlet pass to Long. He'll take the 12-footer, and it's short. Bean bringing it up into the corner. The up and under, no good. Reynolds with the rebound. Jackson a deep three with a hand in his face is no good. Stewart has the ball and he's off and running. Covington launches. Bang! Glenn Covington knocking down another triple. 40-point lead for Scott County. So let's look ahead to Friday. I'd say it's safe to do so already.
Yeah, that Henry Clay team will give Scott County a little bit better game.
And Henry Clay, in their first meeting, actually gave Scott County a pretty good ball game. And last night, as a nice backdoor pass from Marino to Long, cannot be converted, but that pass from Marino was right on the money. Henry Clay took on Scott County earlier this year, January 4th, as they fell 67-59 in that one. Underneath, Diablo Stewart could not block that shot. Chad gets his first bucket of the evening. Marino on the other end. It seems like as soon as Frederick Douglass scores.
That's Marino's second bucket of the night.
And it seems like as soon as Douglass scores, Scott County's already scoring on the other end. And look at that, Michael Marino.
He just took it away, didn't he?
Michael Marino just stood there, grabbed that basketball, and threw the outlet pass down. Oh, another block from Hamilton, but a foul is called again.
There's Marino, by the way.
Yeah, let's get another look at this. Just standing there, being stuck, double teamed. Just grabbed that pass and launched it down to Long, who finished. Free throw for Chad is good.
Number 33, Lorenzo Williams.
Williams is in for Marino.
They do got the time stopped when they're at the free throw line, by the way.
Good reminder there for the fans that are at home. William. Covington bringing it up, handing it off to Stewart. Cardinals working it around up top. Covington didn't even think about it. Puts it in.
Doesn't have to, he's got the green light.
So many similarities between the Lady Cardinals and these Cardinals we're watching right now. Just knocking down three-pointer after three-pointer. Suffocating defense. Three-pointer from Douglass is good. Jaden Brown knocking down that one. Covington, they don't even guard him. A little too much on it. Hamilton tipped it to Long, who puts it off the glass. Long up to 17 points. Had 13 in the first half, along with 7 rebounds, so he's on a double-double watch. Hamilton pulls in the rebound. Scott County is already flying down the court. Again, Covington, no good. Hamilton tried to save it, but the ball went over the backboard, so that is going to be called out of bounds every time. Mass substitutions coming in for Scott County as Covington, Long, and Stewart check out for the moment. Fluker's back into the game, along with number 3 for Scott County, KJ Tucker.
You better get the roster out there, Jack.
Yeah, we're having some of the numbers are a little different from the roster from the KHSA scoreboard to the actual jerseys, and Jackson knocks down the three-pointer. Apologize for that with the roster, but we'll get it squared away. That's KJ Tucker in there, number 3 for Scott County. That three-pointer is good. Kobe Harris knocking down the triple. 69-29 as Reynolds takes it inside, and he's met at the rim.
Yeah, he's looking for the dunk.
Another foul is called on what kind of looked like a clean block again. Barber went up for that one and fouled Reynolds. Reynolds at the free throw line, knocking down the first.
Substitution for Scott County, number 32, Elias Richardson.
Reynolds is shooting 67.4% from the charity stripe on the year.
And for Frederick Douglass, number 14, Jarvis Bird.
Jarvis Bird will check in for Montavion Bean.
Getting score updates on Dunbar Lafayette.
Dunbar and Lafayette, we'll get you a score update as soon as we can. We'll check that out for you right now as Reynolds sinks the second. Here comes Fluker. Tucker with the ball, guarded by Bird up top. Blows by him, stops at the free throw line, pops and drops.
KJ Tucker.
Tucker with 5 points here in the second half. A halftime update. Franklin County is, Franklin County leading Frankfort 35-31. That layup attempt is no good as Fluker couldn't get the circus shot to go. Here's Bird. Takes it inside. The floater, in and out. No good. Fluker, pass up to Tucker. Thought about the three. Now he drives. Fader, and he's fouled.
Fader. So like Darth Vader. Darth Vader.
Brown is third. Team's first of the second half.
The girls' 41st district semifinal. Woodford County 52, Western Hills 49. Thanks to Josh Moore for these score updates on Twitter.
This is Jaden Brown.
Well, Gary Ball didn't miss much tonight. He'll have the call on the game. Henry Clay taking on Scott County, on Friday night. That'll be a huge game in the state of Kentucky. You're gonna have 1 versus 3, or depending on what poll you're looking at.
Jackson with the jump shot.
Excuse me.
Nice pass from Fluker. Three-pointer, good. Another three-pointer for Scott County. Richardson knocks it down.
Think they can outscore the girls?
They got a shot.
The girls had 99 in their game. I don't think that they'll do it.
Considering the running clock is already going, I think it'd be tough.
Well, it was already running in the girls' game too, though.
Three-pointer at the buzzer. Knocks it down, gives the mean look to the crowd, and he extends the lead for Scott County. Not much to say here, folks. Scott County with the huge lead, 79-35. We'll be back for the final 8 minutes of this one on PrepSpin.
Man to man?
I got the little guy.
Oh, did you leave cash for the pizza?
I got it.
With more features than ever.
All right, who's hungry?
Mobile banking from Central Bank lets you deposit checks, pay bills,
Okay, you're gonna get a rip screen.
send and receive funds with Pop Money, and more.
Hey.
So you can stay in the game without missing a step. Do more with mobile banking from Central Bank, official bank of UK Athletics.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Fourth quarter starting right now. Running clock.
One thing, Roberts Insurance over in Richmond, also Rafferty's Restaurant, Scholastic Ball Report. I want to thank them as well. And Central Bank, give them a shout out too.
Can't thank our sponsors enough as Tucker loses the ball. At the other end, the layup is good. Kinney knocks down the layup at the other end. We have a whistle blown in the backcourt, and it's a technical foul.
We have a technical foul, number 45, Kobe Harris.
Kobe Harris picks up
That will be his second personal.
the technical foul.
5 team fouls for the Cardinals.
Didn't really see what happened. Must have been something out of the mouth of Harris that referee didn't like.
Kenny gonna shoot the Tex.
Knocks down the first one.
We'll have one more.
Kenny's a 69% free throw shooter on the season. One more left from the technical. And that one's no good off the back iron.
For Frederick Douglass, number 12 enters the lineup. Brendan Reynolds along with number 1, Montavian
Bean and Reynolds back in for Frederick Douglass.
Number 5, Michael McKenzie.
Michael McKenzie checks in for the Cardinals.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Chick-fil-A and hot pizza on sale. It's a fire sale. Come and get it. Cheap.
Reynolds lost it down low. Scott County comes away with it again. Another turnover for the Broncos. Fluker with the basketball. 15-footer is good.
Number 32, Elias Richardson.
Richardson knocks down the jump shot. 81-38. Hop step from Bean, then the no-look pass to Reynolds, who's met at the rim. And more free throws on the way.
Foul number 44, Jalen Barber, his second, team 6th.
Jalen Barber not afraid to rise up there and try and challenge the offensive player going to the rim, as he did there, committing the foul though that time, as Reynolds sinks the first free throw.
Yeah, more points on the board there for Scott County, which had 81 on the board.
Stolen away by Frederick Douglass. Trying to push the pace. Fluker fell down. Shot's no good, and Barber came up with it. And we're going to get a jump ball. Players not letting go. Refs had to get in there. We could have saw another technical. Kenny's really upset about something
Substitution for Douglas, number 24,
from that jump ball.
Brown.
Brown into the game for Douglas. Kenny will come out of the game now. His team trailing 41 points. Well, William, what does Frederick Douglass have to look forward to going into next season?
Well, I mean, they are a young team, so next year obviously the landscape changes with all the graduating seniors. So you never know. They just got to have a good summer and just work hard. We'll see them in. We'll probably know, I would imagine, in November, sometime middle of November. What they are going to have, and predictions will start coming out around then as well. So,
team second and a half.
And for Scott County, Michael Marino got to see his first action since December tonight, and how huge was that for him to see some time tonight before the district championship against Henry Clay and before the 11th region tournament?
Yeah, big time. And it gets his feet wet out there a little bit. You'll see him, playing the six-man type role probably for the next several games.
And if Scott County can play the way they played tonight,
For Scott County, number 45,
they should be fine with
Harris.
Marino in that role, because Diablo Stewart, Glenn Covington, Bryce Long, they were all over tonight. Lorenzo Williams, we can't forget to mention his name. He was outstanding on both ends of the court. Taryn Hamilton had a great game. Jalen Barber. Fluker making some plays in the first half.
Number 4, Skylar Hart, his first, team's third of the half.
Frederick Douglass just couldn't get anything to fall in the first half, and that really hurt him.
Yeah. There is only 4 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in this ball game, by the way. We stopped the time clock on our scoreboard feed. Unintentionally, but
4 minutes and counting with the running clock still on. Inside, whistles blown. Free throws coming up.
Douglas foul number 1, Montavian Bean, his third.
Bean picks up his third foul.
Kobe Harris.
Kobe Harris will be shooting 2 free throws.
Number 10, Josh Redwood.
82-40 our score.
Number 15.
So in district play, when both teams advance to the championship, that's an automatic berth in their regional tournament. So what do you think a coach tells their team heading into that championship game, already knowing you're going to the regional tournament? So how do you get your players to come out and want to play for something in that game?
Well, I think for Scott County, I mean, they've been there and done it so much. It's just another game for them. Obviously, the district championship is important, but not as important as it is getting that regional championship and getting a Rupp Arena. So it's just a game that you can afford to lose, because no matter how that ends up, you make the region. So tonight's game is probably more important than that trophy, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
Now you got a shot.
The one thing about, as Reynolds goes inside, uses the right hand to finish. The one thing about losing the district championship is you get a lower seed going into the region, which would have you face a tougher team in most cases, unless there was an upset. Harris' three-pointer is no good.
And sometimes that's not necessarily the case. Sometimes teams knock teams off. So,
right. Anything can happen in high school basketball. That didn't happen tonight, though. Scott County was too much for the underdog, Frederick Douglass.
Good thing about the region tournament, though, is you can't play your district opponent until later on in the round,
So we could see Kobe Simmons, or Harris, excuse me, holding his right hand up as he runs back down the court, and a foul is called. Great play from Kobe Harris.
Watch it here on our instant replay.
The up and under from the young man.
Yeah, that spin on the ball, didn't he?
Sure looked like it, as he used that to hit it. 2:14 left in the ball game. Clock is stopped during the free throws and will continue to run after that. 84-45. Rebound controlled by Scott County as they push it inside. No good, and another foul is called.
Douglas foul number 24.
Jalen Barber will go to the free throw line as the clock stops with 2 minutes and 1 second left.
Jalen Barber shoots 2.
See the young man that led us off with the dunk to start the game? Or was that somebody else?
Are you asking if it was Barber?
Yeah, with the first dunk of the game.
I believe it was Lorenzo, or not Lorenzo Williams, but Taryn Hamilton.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. It was Hamilton.
Taryn Hamilton with that flush in the beginning of the game. Someone wanted Lorenzo Williams to dunk one. Didn't get that opportunity. Maybe will on Friday. Big game that Gary Ball will be back on the call for. Whistle blown. And we have a foul call.
Scott County foul number 5. Michael McKenzie, his first.
And
teams hate.
Looks like the Lady Cardinals are going to outscore these Cardinals.
Oh, yeah. Only with 128 left to go in this one.
And that game was a lot closer there for the first half.
Jalen Brown gets the bonus.
But the boys team played a very almost flawless game tonight, knocking down three-pointers, consistently swarming on the defensive end as nice putback. Hart cleans up on the glass, adds 2 points to the stat sheet. And there's a nice finish as it sits on the rim. Baker with a nice layup. Hart launches from way downtown. Can't get it to go. Just thought, why not? Launched up another 3. Inside to Barber. Can't get it to go. And Scott County still coming up with another extra possession. Michael McKenzie cleaning up. The 3rd time's a charm. There's Reynolds. Looks like he was going up for the dunk, and McKenzie got there to foul him.
Foul on number 5, Michael McKenzie.
41.3 seconds left as the clock is stopped again during the free throws. Reynolds will be at the free throw line again for 2 more shots. So what are some of your expectations for the championship game Friday night? Let's start with the girls. What do you think? What do you expect from that one, William? Scott County, Lady Girls, and
it's not going to be like
Blue
this
Devils.
one. It's going to be top notch. Probably the best game in the state. It's going to be really good. Matter of fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it will be the best game in the state. And don't count Henry Clay out. They have every capability to win that one.
And here's Scott County with 24 seconds left on the clock. What a finish from number 15, Leak. Clock winding down. Look at that move. Sauced him up. Threw it between the legs.
I saw that Kiki Tandy did that on 5 guys over at Catholic that one day.
And he will go to the free throw line. 90-51 is your score right now with 8.4 seconds left on the clock. First one is good. He'll get one more.
Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in again. We appreciate all the support from our partners as well, and we'll see you guys again on Friday night.
William, it was a pleasure being able to call this one with you tonight, girls and boys game. As the clock will wind out, 90-53 is your final. Coach Hicks will go back to the 42nd District Championship game as they have a chance to win it back-to-back, and they are moving on to the 11th Region Tournament regardless, along with Henry Clay.
And it sets the stage for Friday night. Friday night, starting at 6 o'clock.
Everyone that tuned in, we would like to thank you. Thank Henry Clay again, but we'll be back Friday. Signing off for tonight is Jack Haynes, and for William Warfield, thanks for tuning in on PrepSpin.com. We'll see you guys Friday night. Thank you. Good night.